I'm sitting here before my live, and we're about to talk about Hannah and how she started to speak to the right person. She started to have an audience of one, and in this audience of one, her life was totally transformed. As she worshiped the Lord, her language shifted, and as her language shifted, a vow came out of her belly, and she said, this thing that I've been burdened about, this thing that I've been carrying, this thing that I've been toiling over, Lord, if you give it to me, I'll give it back to you. And once you start to pivot into that posture, like Hannah did in her silence, she began to make a vow that, Lord, if you need somebody in the earth to carry out your plan, then make me the candidate. Make me be the one, my Lord, today. And in that, the Lord heard her cries. She shifted from meditating on the things that she didn't have. She shifted from meditating on the mockery. She shifted from meditating on the pain. She shifted her focus off of her husband because he could give her the seed, but he wasn't the one that could make life form from it. She shifted her gaze to an audience of one. She got into the presence of the Lord. She went up to the same temple that she visited every year, but she had a different heart posture. And in that heart posture, she began to make a vow. And in that vow, she told the Lord, whatever you give me, I'll give back to you. If you give me a son, I'll give it back to you. And in her doing that, the Lord answered her prayer, not because what she wanted was different, but because who she wanted first was different. Who she wanted to serve through this thing was different. Who she would tell you, Shia, it wasn't about her own grief no more. It was about being a vessel for the Lord in the earth. It wasn't about her grief anymore. It was about, Lord, if you have a pain point, then I will be the offering. I will get to the Shia. You give me the promise, and I will dedicate it back to you, my Lord, today. Listen, if you missed tonight's live, you can get in the room because we're starting sacred silence, and we're believing God that as we spend this week in silence, that He's going to change our heart in such a way that we begin to speak according to heaven's economy. And because we're speaking according to what He wants in the earth, He then begins to make fulfillment happen in our lives. So I invite you to meet me on a live at 7 p.m. and join me in sacred silence so that we can petition heaven about the things that He wants us to have. And I'm so excited to be leading you in this, but know that I'm walking with you in it, because more than anything, I want you to be able to hear and discern what the Lord is saying to you in this season. And I will see you in my next video.